fans. I'm being forced to continue doing this intro because your regular host is superstitious and he's been coming back to destroy me in rival picks. So I guess this is just another way that he's trying to keep me down. As always, lately, I am your starting host, Marcus, and Christian. How are you doing?
I'm doing, pretty well.
Yeah, you're down 3. So I'd say you're doing really well.
4, down 4.
Oh, sorry, yes.
Now you're the one
bad.
trying,
No, I'm the one trying. Yeah, geez, every week we do something bad here. Okay,
yeah. So, what was a few weeks ago? I think it was 42-30 you. And
13? I think it was 13 at one point, right?
Now here we are, week 17, and you got 52, and I've got 48, so right there. But you know what? No worries, man. You got a 99.6% chance of winning it, so...
Right, if I even make it.
If you even make it. So I'm sure you're still going to win. I'm making this comeback for no reason. We can call this a typical Seahawks type of comeback. They're down 3 scores late in the fourth, and they score twice to give you a false sense of hope, and then they still lose. So that's all this is.
Right.
So.
Yeah. This is all BC bullcrap. This is a family show, and I know that probably the last week we're picking every game. I think we usually do that. So that's when you're going to officially take a commanding lead.
Yeah, we got the Week 18 extravaganza next week, and then, of course, the playoffs as well. So the playoff scoring.
Playoffs?
Yep. So, yeah. So here we are, Week 17. 2 more weeks left in the regular season. That's just hard to believe. Yeah, so down 4. See if I can cap this off, but we all know I probably won't. So... Yeah, not much news really this week. There is one thing. I know you just mentioned when we were talking. I guess Terrell Owens at, was it 50 years old?
49, I believe, yeah.
49-year-old Terrell Owens might be possibly making a comeback with the Cowboys, right? That's who he was talking about?
That's the most likely team. I want to see that so bad. I hope it happens. I really do.
Yeah, that is very interesting to say the least. So.
Yeah, I follow the guy on Instagram, and he's in better shape than probably 99% of people in the NFL right now. So I don't know how a 49-year-old body would, as a wide receiver, would work in the NFL, but man, I would just love to see it. That's for sure.
I feel like he'd be better fit with going back to the 49ers, though, maybe instead.
I would love to have him as I bet he could play tight end, something like that, where he's kind of matched up on linebackers instead of cornerbacks. Because my guess is he's not as quick as he used to be, clearly. Maybe wide receiver isn't quite the spot for him. But God, I'm pulling for that to happen real bad with any team. I just want to see him out there.
Yeah, that sure would be something. So
yes, it would.
But not really much else out there. I guess Justin Jefferson is chasing history there 2 more weeks, and he's got, I think, 230 more yards or something like that to break the record, and then 240, 250 to get to 2,000. Totally doable. I feel like he's been averaging 120, 150 yards a game, so I wouldn't be shocked if it does happen. So I'm really,
at this point, I'd be surprised if he doesn't get it the way he's been playing lately.
The only thing that would hold him back at this point would be Kirk Cousins. So.
Correct. Yes.
So I'll be keeping an eye on that. And unfortunately, I'm not repeating as fantasy football champion, at least not in that league. I still have a chance to win a championship this year, though, and some money in another league. So hopefully that happens. But
hopefully.
Unfortunately, no repeat for me. So
but your household, technically, what's hers is yours.
Yes, that's true. The wife is in the championship for that league, and unfortunately, I really wish I did win because I was hoping all year to get my chance to get revenge because back in 2019 when I was trying to repeat, she beat me in the championship, so I was hoping that we'd get that matchup again, but unfortunately I couldn't complete that. But so obviously I'm rooting for her because, shared bank account, so all the money goes to one place. So, yeah.
At this point, would you consider Carrie the ultimate fantasy football player in the household?
No.
Not yet?
I've had 5 straight years of 10-plus wins. She was in last place the last couple of years, so.
Oh, wow. Okay. Wow. You're just going to go there, huh? Okay. That's fine.
maybe I won't have her watch this episode this week.
All right, fair enough. All right, I'm yes. I'm
Let me just say that I'm the more consistent winner. How about that? Let me put it that way.
Okay,
I'm the more consistent winner.
Fair enough. Yeah.
But yes. So yeah, we'll go ahead and just jump right into it. So 49ers.
Yeah, we played the Washington Commanders last week, and
Your two teams.
yeah, quote unquote, two teams. Not true, but anyways, yeah, I believe it was 7-7 going into halftime. The first half was a bunch of nothing.
Yeah,
And
don't even mention your tight end's name, please.
Oh yeah, yeah. He is that what finally put the dagger in
that's
for
pretty much
fantasy football? Yeah. Man, Brock Purdy loves George Kittle. I will tell you that right now. And I don't know why any quarterback that we've ever had wouldn't love George Kittle, but it's like we haven't been throwing to him recently. And since Purdy's been in, he's been hammering Kittle with with targets. So it's pretty nice. And
nice.
One of our best, one of our best weapons by far. I mean, I don't know why you wouldn't utilize that, and he's definitely utilizing it and utilizing it well. So. The first half, nothing much happened. 7-7 didn't look all that great. I was really worried. I was like, oh, here's where Purdy finally gets the rug pulled out from underneath him and doesn't look good. But then the second half, he looked excellent.
No worries, man.
Yeah, no worries. So he just continues to do it. I'm still worried that it's going to end, but I mean, at this point, it's now 4 games where he's been performing at a very high clip, and there's consistency, there's big plays, there's accuracy, he's been running the ball, he's making the right decisions. It's kind of nuts. I'm not really used to quality quarterback play. I'm used to quarterback play that just does the bare minimum to win games. So it's just very odd, and I'm not used to it. I guess that's what you guys had with Russell Wilson for a while until he fell off a cliff. But it's nice. It is neat. I will say our cornerback play, defensive backfield, has not been great lately. We, even though our defense is number 1 overall, I believe we're like 27th in the NFL against wide receivers for yards. And I knew that was going to be a problem when Emmanuel Mosley tore his ACL at the beginning of the year. That was big. He's legit, and everybody else besides Charvarius Ward is good, but everybody else is just warm bodies out there and are completely predicated on the pass rush helping them out. So that's one thing I'm worried about going forward for sure. Devontae Adams, maybe a little late for you in your fantasy matchup, but I could see him. Sorry, we're playing the Raiders this week, so I'm already moving on to that. I could see him just torching us this week.
I'm not so sure about that. There's been some drama going on there.
Yeah, I don't know. Okay, you're right. Yes, I could have seen Devontae Adams torching us with Derek Carr as quarterback. I don't know about Jarrett Stidham. I don't know what's going on there, why they did that.
Devontae's checked out, I can tell you that. So.
Yeah, I don't really understand this. Jarrett Stidham has kind of proven himself in the NFL in the past. I don't know what they're doing. Maybe they're trying to move on from Carr?
I think I heard they want to preserve his health for potential trade. So yeah.
Okay.
I can tell you, Devontae Adams is out of there too, because he even said himself the only reason he came there was because of Carr. So.
Oh yeah, so he's gonna. Looks like they might have 2 big trades in this offseason. Yep. So yeah, wow. I think they need to get rid of McDaniels quick. But whatever. I don't really care about the Raiders.
That's not going to happen because Brady's going to go there. But that's a conversation for another time. So.
That's true. I have heard that. So yeah, whatever. But right now, if the 49ers lose to the Raiders, that would be pretty bad. I mean. We're playing for the 2 or 3 seed. I would love to have the 2 seed, but I don't know. I don't know if it's going to happen or how bad. I want 2 home games, possibly 2 home games in the playoffs if we're lucky, if we even make it. But I don't know. We just got to have Purdy continue his game. Hopefully the run game gets a little better. We're still committed to the run, but we have only been averaging, I believe, 3.7 yards a carry over the last few games. So we're not getting as big of chunks as we may be used to a few weeks before that. And I think one reason for that is Jordan Mason has been injured, and he should be back this week. He's our backup running back, and he's kind of a bulldozer. He's had a hamstring injury. Shocker. Our running back room got injured. He should be back. Debo's practicing this week, but I hope he does not come back. I just want him back for the playoffs. So maybe week 18 he could come back for some limited snaps to get him back in the game and then unleash him for the playoffs. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know how we're going to play this because we don't have a whole lot to play for. I would like to rest not rest starters because I like the idea of momentum. I don't really like resting starters fully, but I'd like to get them more rotated in and out so they're playing less plays in a game, perhaps. That would be one thing I would look for in this game. But, I don't really have much else to say. Just keep winning. Hopefully win out and see if the Vikings lose a game and get that 2 seed.
Well, are you sure you want that 2 seed in case a certain team sneaks in?
No, I don't want to play the Seattle Seahawks in the playoffs at all. But it would still be very stupid of me to not want the 2 seed and a possibility at 2 home games. I'm just going to let the chips fall where they may. Long ago, I learned not to really hope for matchups and stuff. You just got to just let the stuff play out and see what happens.
Yeah, that's a good transition to this because I will say you should rest easy because I don't think the Seahawks are going to make it. I know I've been saying they had the chance, but then Green Bay has happened, and that's really annoying.
Yeah.
So,
yes,
you'll get a chance to beat Green Bay again in the playoffs probably. So,
yeah, that would be great. But they're probably due to beat us at one time as well. So,
but looking at the 4 teams, because I'm pretty sure. I mean, I know the Giants are still fighting for a spot too, but they're going to have that 6 seed locked up probably. So I'm not including them in this. So I'm looking at, the Seahawks, the Lions, the Packers, and the Commanders, those 4 teams battling for that last spot. So you got the Seahawks, their last 2 games. Right now they're 7-8, last 2 games against the Jets and Rams. I do think they win both of those games and finish 9-8. Then the Lions currently 7-8. I might have to change this up now, but no, I'm gonna stick with it. I'll stick with it. I do think they beat the Bears, and then they lose to the Packers, and then Green Bay currently at 7-8. I believe they. Spoiler alert! I believe they beat the Vikings, and then they beat the Lions. So they finished 9-8, and then the Commanders beat Cleveland but lose to Dallas, so they'll finish 8-1. And then based on the tiebreaker stuff, that Green Bay would have it over the Seahawks, so that would give Green Bay the 7th seed and probably playing the Niners or the Vikings.
Oh, good. Yeah.
Yeah, that's how I say it. Like I said, I do see the Seahawks winning these last 2 games. They definitely should, but unfortunately, if they don't get help elsewhere with the Packers losing one of these last games, then it's probably not going to happen. So
yeah.
But it is what it is. That would either way. I mean, either way, it's honestly a win-win situation for the Hawks because either they win, they get in, get some playoff experience. Even if they're one and done, they get some playoff experience with this young team, and they still have those great draft picks. Or they don't make it, and they have even better draft picks in the top 40, and 2 in the top 15. So either way, honestly, it's a win-win. So
win-win-win.
Yes, win-win-win. Not much to talk about last week. It went almost as I thought it would. Actually, the defense, I thought we were going to lose because of the defense, but we lost because of the offense. So, the offense has been struggling a little bit lately when the defense has finally started to turn around and get figured out. Because, I don't know, to me, the Chiefs only scoring 24 points, that's a win for the defense.
Oh, for sure it is.
And the fact Mahomes only threw for 200-some yards. Mahomes really... He didn't have a Mahomes typical day.
Why is your defense so up and down this season? It's been like a roller coaster.
It's been like that the last 3 years. It's annoying.
I don't understand it one bit. It's so crazy.
But it is what it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, the offense does need to get back on track. I know they've played some pretty good defense the last couple weeks. The Chiefs, for some reason, the Chiefs seems like they always start out bad with their defense, and then by the end of the year, they're one of the top units. So
especially they get a lot of turnovers. I know that.
I think
Spagnuolo is big on that.
Always comes on at this time of year too. So
yep.
Yeah, the offensive line play has not been that great the last couple games. Granted, they've played some of the top defensive lines, but still could see more from those guys up front. Now I know Abraham Lucas might be done for the year. He's dealing with a patellar tendon injury, so we should just shut him down there. Yeah. So like I said, because of the offensive line play, I don't want to put too much on Geno, but Geno at the same time, he does need to be playing better. He has kind of gone down a little bit the last couple weeks. Granted, the situations, but still, he should and could be better. And he's been saying the same thing. So we got the final stop on the Geno Revenge Tour this year. So with Jets. So he's ready beating the Chargers and Giants. So now it's the third and final stop for him. with the Jets, and I'm sure this is the one. Although he
was on the Chargers.
Yeah, for like a minute.
Oh, I don't remember that at all. Weird.
But yeah, he obviously he's downplaying it, just another game, but I'm sure this has a little something extra for him because everything that happened there with the Jets and him. So I'm sure he's looking to punch back and hit them in the jaw this Sunday. So.
What if someday you guys have Zach Wilson as your starting quarterback? You could have both former Jets cast-offs. I hope that happens.
Yeah, no thanks. I guess that joke didn't land, did it?
What?
hit the Jets right in the jaw. Hit them back in the jaw.
Oh no, I forgot about that. I totally forgot about that story. That's who actually I forgot.
I can't even remember who it was that punched him in the jaw. I mean, I remember hearing the story, and honestly, it was kind of justifiable. It was kind of an a-hole move by Gino, what he did.
Yes. Oh, man, I forgot all about that. I'm going to have to look that up.
Yeah, Gino, no, he is, he's more mature now, and he's talked about that incident a little bit, especially this past week, and he's credited that for, like, really kind of, like, changing his outlook and changing his role in an NFL team and, like, helping him build up to where he is today. So he's at least taking accountability for that and whatnot, but... Yeah, if those of you out there don't know a story, he was supposed to go to, I don't remember what Jets player was some defense player had a camp going for kids, and the guy like bought for him, paid for Gino's like plane tickets and all that and stuff for him to come out to the camp and be with the kids, and they were all excited, and Gino just was a flat out no-show, and obviously that rubbed the guy the wrong way and confronted Gino in the locker room, and Gino was kind of a prick about it, and so he got popped in the jaw, and that's that. So.
Yep.
And that's pretty much that is how his Jets career ended, I think, because I think he got released not too long after that.
I think you're totally right. Yep, I think the locker room was on the side of not Gino at that point.
Yeah,
so,
which, like I said, it was justifiable because it was a dick move by Gino.
Yeah,
so.
Kind of. God, I forgot all about that. Thanks for the reminder. I'm going to look that up when I get back to my office computer.
Yeah, but looking ahead to this week with the Jets game, 3 keys. I do actually have some keys this week because it's a game that we should win. So key number 1, just continue those defensive improvements. They've been stopping the run game pretty well the last couple weeks. And I'd like to see some more turnovers created. They haven't really created many turnovers the last few weeks. I'd like to see Tariq maybe get into the pick or two. Kobe Bryant, I'd like to see him get his first interception too. Unfortunately, it's Mike White playing this week and not Zach Wilson, so that kind of hinders the chances to create turnovers, but it is what it is. Key number 2, better pass protection. As I mentioned, the offensive line has kind of been struggling a little bit lately, and I heard it mentioned on the broadcast last week as a Chiefs game. It is a good point because this team is so young. Part of this whole slide they've been on, it could just be the rookies, the young core, just trying to still adjust to the length of the NFL season, and
they're probably a little tired right now. This, it happens.
So that does make sense, and that could explain some why Cross and some of the other guys on the line have been kind of dwindling lately. But I'd like to see some better pass protection. They are going to have to deal with Quinnen Williams this week, so that'll be interesting to see how they do with that. And then number 3, as I was mentioning about Gino, got to get Gino back on track is key number 3. So this is. Like I said, this is his final and biggest revenge game, so hopefully he can get back on track here. And if we can get some help elsewhere, hopefully he can get back on track and lead us into the playoffs here the last couple weeks. So, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, well, Pooch picks. So, guess it's officially over for the Pug out there. Henry.
I've given him enough chances. He has embarrassed me for the last season, and next year, I don't know who it's going to be yet. We'll go with one of Annabelle or Jackson will be the new Pooch picker next year.
I was going to say, Henry, he reminds me a lot of Kyle Lewis because Henry...
he started off with the Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, in 2020, it was shortened because we started Pooch picks at the end of the season and playoffs and all that, so it was shortened and he won it then, but then ever since, he's just fallen off, and so he reminds me a lot of Kyle Lewis. So. Yeah,
and now I'm just trying to rehash old coaches that, like a new hire next year that I've already tried and just see if something works. I don't have any young blood like you do in your household, so I'm just, I don't know.
Yeah, hopefully
it'll be like Doug Peterson with the Jaguars. I can find a rehashed old coach that was already fired and come back with some new life.
Yeah, speaking of young blood, Jack now has a third of the wins that Henry has this year in just 3 matches, so... Yeah, Jack was the only one to pick the Cowboys last week, so we got a win, so he's now 2-1. Henry there sitting at 6-10, so he's officially toast. And then Drake and Diogi both still remain tied because they picked the Eagles, so they're both 10-6. This week it's Henry going against the rest of the herd as Drake, Diogi, and Jack are all picking the Bengals, and then Henry is picking the Bills. This is going to be a really good game, though. Might be one of the games of the year. I'm really looking forward to this game.
So, I hope so, at least.
I can't say. I mean, I think these are all. I can't say if it's a good pick or not because honestly, this is such a toss-up of a game. So
I would agree.
Yeah, we'll see what happens as we come down the stretch here and see how Jack can finish out his December call-up. So
yeah, okay.
Yeah, so get to our picks now for Week 17. So start with our lock. What do you got for your lock?
Well, I was choosing between two. I was either going to go Giants over Colts, but I decided to go Chiefs over Broncos by 7.
All right, and then my lock, I got the Eagles by 10 over the Saints. It sounds like Jalen Hurts could possibly play this week. So either way, even if he didn't, I'd still be taking Eagles in the lock.
I would agree.
All right, upset.
Upset, I'm going Aaron Rodgers over Kirk Cousins. And hopefully the Vikings can lose and the 49ers can win. And I'll go Packers over Vikings by 1.
All right. I know I mentioned to you I was probably going to change it, but you know what? I'll just stick with it. Because if anything, this can help me at least stay even with you. Sure. I'll just stick with the Packers as well. Packers by 3.
Okay.
All right, your random game.
Random game. I got for you. I have Dolphins at Patriots.
Dolphins with
Teddy Bridgewater, by the way.
Yeah,
Teddy Bridgewater, but then the Dolphins have lost, 4 in a row?
And they've been really bad without Tua playing. So
it's true. It should be an easy pick, right?
And they're in New England, I believe, right?
Yeah, they are at New England.
Yeah.
Fighting for their playoff lives, though.
You know what? I think I'm going to have to side with Bill Belichick on this one. I'm going to go Patriots by 1.
Okay.
All right, your random game. Jets at Seahawks.
God dang it. I had a feeling you were going to do this, and I don't like it one bit. Oh, man. At Seahawks.
Seahawks have lost 2 straight home games. So 3 straight home games. Yeah.
Mike White is back. Jets also fighting for their playoff. Well, both of you are fighting for your playoff lives. Oh, my God. Seahawks by 1.
I thought you would go.
I hate myself.
All right, your playoff game?
I got a real spicy matchup between 2 NFC South powerhouses. I got the Bucks over the Panthers by 1.
All right, I think that might actually be an upset because Panthers handled the Bucks pretty easily last time.
It's it definitely.
The Panthers have been playing really good, so.
Yeah, they actually are. It is kind of a spicy pick. Because I think if that happens, the Panthers might be tied with the Bucks and would be in first place then.
Yeah, they'd be in first place and on track to win the division. So.
I can't imagine Tom Brady's going to let that happen, but if he does, he might as well retire.
Yeah, or go to Vegas and live it up.
Yeah, or that.
But real quick on that, if the Bucks do lose this week, then that means if the Bucks lose and if the Jaguars lose, that means we'll have 2 losing
teams in the playoffs. Yeah, weird.
So, that's something. And they're all from the South. So. All right, what was that?
I said cool divisions.
Yeah. All right, my playoff game. Gonna keep riding with these boys. Bills by 1 over the Bengals. That's a total toss-up, but it's been working out for me riding with the Bills, so gonna stick with the Bills. I'm surprised.
Even with the Henry curse, you're going with the Bills. Okay.
Henry's bound to get one here. So.
If you say so.
But hey, no Commanders this week, huh?
Yeah, I'm done with them. Their run ended, and now I'm over it. So,
I was gonna say that was
for my home team, my real team, nothing to do with Washington. I'm going 49ers over Raiders by 1.
By 1. And I'm going Seahawks by 1. So.
Yeah. See, the trend is catching on. By 1.
Well, it's just Yours is just you being you with the Niners. It's Niners by 1 plus 19. So if you only win by 1, that's not good. So
a win is a win.
That's true. All right. Well, real quick, Huskies last night got their 11th win of the season. Alamo. Say that 5 times fast. Alamo Bowl champions. Michael Penix didn't have his best night. He was kind of all over the place and wasn't very accurate. Honestly, it was probably his worst game of the season, but we still won 27-20 over Texas and our old friend Sark. So I'm sure Sark went out to Texas and had a drink afterwards to question his decisions there. But Huskies looking pretty good.
Everybody hates Texas, so unless you're from Austin or went to the university, I think everybody in the world was pulling for Washington who cared, at least.
And, of course, everyone loves Penix. So,
of course. Why wouldn't you?
But, Huskies, end the season with a lot of momentum and carrying that momentum into next year. They got most of their team returning next year and one of the top classes incoming next year as well. So, they really are. They're loaded up for what should be a really good 2023. And I know Jalen McMillan.
Tom doesn't think so, though.
I wasn't going to mention it, but I guess you did. But yeah, I was just saying, unless you live on the eastern side of the states or your name is Tom, then you probably disagree. But you can't. No, I mean, if you look at the facts, you can't deny the Huskies are going to be really good next year. And even Jalen McMillan after the game, which I'm not a big fan of saying things like this, but Jalen McMillan made a mention, that. Got a good feeling that they can go get a natty next year. So,
ooh, wow!
I like the confidence, and it is true. The expectation, I'd say the Huskies should be looking at probably starting the season next year ranked at least in the top 6 or 7, and the expectation should be to be in the college football playoff next year. So,
I would think so.
Yep. As long as everyone stays healthy, because I know Penix does have some injury issues, so that's why it was kind of a shock to see that he did decide to come back. But that's good. So as long as everyone stays healthy and things keep rolling that way, then without a doubt, Huskies should be one of the top 4 teams next year. So,
still going to be tough if Cam Rising comes back for Utah. It'll be a nice little 4-team battle. Although I think Oregon might be up the rear, but I would go those top 3 would be Utah, USC, and Washington. Yeah,
and the Huskies do play USC and Utah during the season next year, so it'll be a little tougher. But that'll add to the resume too if they beat those teams. So that's why that would help them then get into the top 4. So,
all right,
gonna have to play one of those teams twice probably to make the championship. So,
yep.
But how things looking out there for Nebraska ball and football?
Well, football, I would say. Since our new coach, Matt Rule, has been here for roughly 30 days, we went from when he first got hired, we had one of the lowest rated recruiting classes we've had in our program history since they started keeping track of the rankings. And now 30 days later, he's gotten it to like 35th in the nation. So I would say he's doing some pretty decent work in limited time. He's saying all the right things, but I refuse to believe anything until I see it on the field anymore. I've been burned far too many times. But I do like him. We'll see what happens next year. And just last night, Nebraska basketball beat Iowa by like 20. So good. We beat Iowa in football and basketball this year. That's just great because I hate Iowa.
All right. Well, who do you hate more, Iowa or Creighton?
Creighton.
All right.
Yes. No hesitation.
All right. Well, hey, it is, we got the New Year coming up here. So, of course, I can say I'll see you next year, right?
Oh, God. Yeah. I cannot wait to hear that 7 more times at work today as people are leaving.
Good times. Before we head out, since it is the New Year coming up, what was your top moment of the year? And I think I know the answer to this already, but what was your top moment of the year?
There's not even a competition. The top moment of the year was Cal Raleigh's game-winning home run in the 9th inning to clinch Seattle Mariners playoff berth, as I was there with all my Seattle friends.
Yes. And now, legally, I need to legally say that my wedding, of course, is my top moment of the year.
Wow.
Legally have to say that.
Just going to cast Cal Raleigh aside.
But, if we're talking 1A, 1B, it's 1A wedding, 1B Cal Raleigh's home run, of course. So.
All right. Fair enough.
And then actually probably 1C, the comeback against the Blue Jays. So.
Yeah, that was That was absolutely nuts. Yeah, I missed that playoffs already. That was fun. That was neat. I wish we could have kept going.
It was fun, but it was also stressful as all hell. So
it absolutely was, and I was very depressed for weeks after. But we're back. We will rebuild.
Yes, we will. So I think like two months or so, less than 2 months. So
yeah, weird.
All right. Well, yeah, I think that's all we got. So yeah. Anything else you want to add in for the?
No, I am good to go, and I'm not going to say see you next year at all. I won't do it.
All right. Well, thank you for watching. Be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, follow me on Twitter, and see you next year. And as always, Seahawks Nation, let's fly.